Hello and welcome to Teeing Off with RevSportz. Today's show is an extra special show after the incredibly successful night that RevSportz had at the ENBA Awards last night. Out of the 6 nominations that RevSportz had, we have won in 5 of the categories, including 3 gold awards and 2 silver awards. It was a night of reward for the whole team. We're going to talk about RevSportz' journey through the year and what it feels like to be rewarded for all the hard work that the team has put in. Joining me today for this conversation is S. Kanan, G. Rajaraman, and the man in charge, Boria Mujumdar. First off, I'd like to start with this award, Best Use of Technology English, that we got for CWC 2023, Football Carnival, Trailblazers, Hangs Out 2022, and many more. Boria, of course, you were a part of all these. You were the brainchild, the brain behind all of these.
He's not part. He's the owner. He's the boss.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's what I'm saying. But what does it feel like?
It's vindication. When RevSportz started, it was me. Today, I can say this very openly that it is not me. That Boria is a part of RevSportz and RevSportz is not Boria. So when you, Raja and Kannan were taking the awards, my feeling was that this is the legacy that one works to. This award that you're talking about, technology, Kannan was actually part of this story in Hangzhou along with Trisha and Rohan and everyone. And our entire idea was, and Raja again was involved in the planning stage. He was obviously involved with the Indian team as its media attaché, so he had an official role there. Otherwise, of course, we would have drawn on his intellectual expertise. So what was the idea? We were clear that this whole deal of sending one reporter or one journalist, by the way, half don't even do that, that is not how sport should be covered. Asian Games or Olympic Games is multi-sport. So you have multi people in different sports and you give the athletes what they deserve. You tell the stories to people back home. You don't have one feed. And it's a media agnostic world. So when the Kabaddi team was doing what it was doing, the fighting out for the gold medal against Iran, Kannan was sending us real-time videos from outside the stadium because of rights issues. When the squash team was winning, we were getting real-time updates. For rowing, our team was there from 6 a.m. and Raja stood testimony when he was helping all media, not us, with the interviews, etc. So the point here is simple, Gargi. It is a celebration of Indian sport at multiple levels: journalistic level, athletes level, planning level, and to go and sell that story to corporates, saying, listen, this is what the story is. It's simply not cricket coverage. This is where you need to put your money. This is India on show. 107 medals is India on show. And we were able to do it fastest, real time, quality. And I think that's what makes me feel that this is just the tip of the iceberg, because I don't think Olympic and Paralympic sport have been given their due in India. These two people on your show have been involved in the last 40 years with Olympic and Paralympic sport, and they'll tell you more. But I think in 2 years, what we have been able to do is understand where the journey needs to go. I'll just take one more point, make one more point, and you all can take over. I keep saying this. Neeraj Chopra was winning the Diamond League in Lausanne. That night, we were in Dubai for an India-Afghanistan T20 game, which was inconsequential. India had lost the Asia Cup. There were 35 journalists in Dubai. I was sitting in the hospitality box and watching the game. And I was thinking there are 35 of us here. There's not one in Lausanne. Now, who has decided this? We the media. I mean, who decides? A political editor sitting on top of a media platform has no idea. And what? So suppose Gargi Raut is on ground covering Neeraj Chopra and Neeraj wins gold. What will the editor say? Get me Neeraj Chopra for my 8 p.m. or a 9 p.m. or a 10 p.m. show. And what about Gargi Raut, who has worked the whole year? No. You have to get that athlete for me. What about Rajaraman? What about Kannan? Why will they not do that interview? So it's basically violation. That is where I think we need to make a difference, because sadly, these political editors will not get it. And I'm not blaming them. They will cite budget issues because they are interested in the subjects that they know. So sport is not a silo. Sport is mainstream news. Where is Neeraj Chopra in the world's largest newspaper, Times of India, if he wins the gold? Front page, 8-column banner headline. It's mainstream news. Why don't we get that? The moment we get that, we will understand what needs to be done for sports coverage. That's all.
And that's where RevSportz is making a difference. Kannan, uh, you've been a part of all these series coverage areas that we have been awarded for. What do you think of the journey of RevSportz?
I think my journey is short but swift and speedy. As Boria said, when I went for the Asian Games, it was at the last minute and it just happened. So, but yeah, we were there as a team. Gargi Trisha was there, Rohan was there, Rajaram was backstage because he had a different role. But three things, speed, accuracy, quality. These are the three factors which have stood out. And that speed factor is very, very important. And when you are speeding, you cannot slip on facts. If you slip on facts, people will attack you. Social media is ruthless. They will skin you. We all know that something wrong on Twitter or Insta is instantly attacked. You do 10 good things, nobody will give you a medal. And I think if you do one wrong thing, you will get 1,000 brickbats. And I personally feel, last night, for example, we had collected the awards. We were almost on a level of starvation because the food was being served late. No, I'm not being disrespectful to the organizers. They were doing a fantastic job. But at that time, I'm getting a message from Trisha. Can you get me a quick quote from Rohan Bopanna with Matt Ebden? He's won it. I didn't think for a moment, why should I do it? It's not my job at this hour. My shift is over. I work 24/7. And I say it with pride. Probably the only time I'm not working is when I take a nap or sleep at night. And my sleep pattern is poor. I'm up. I immediately reacted. The story was put out. Rohan Bopanna's story is alive in 15 minutes. That's RevSportz. So that is a journey. You cannot stop. You cannot halt. This is non-stop. I will borrow a phrase from one of my previous owners, editors. I'm not taking the name on air. He said, once you launch it, it's like an F1 car. You can't stop it. So RevSportz
Right.
is like an F1 car. It's going to go. I don't see a pit stop. And I think Boria is not going to let that pit stop. There's going to be enough fuel in it. We won't need tire changes. I think we're all durable. You've got a level 63 Rajaram, level 60 Kannan. Gargi, you're a young girl. And one should never mention a girl's age on air. Thank you.
I don't mind actually. But Raja sir, like Kannan sir said, Team RevSportz functions so differently than what we've all worked for
before
before we
before
joined.
Raja answers,
Yeah.
how I reached out to Raja. So he puts out a tweet that he is covering the World Athletics competition in the United States, and it was a rainy morning in Kolkata. I saw the tweet at 6:15. I messaged him saying, "Are you up?" And within 10 minutes, I got a response, and I said, "Can I call?" I called him and I said, "You have written that you're covering this. Can you cover it for us? Will you join? I don't have that kind of money, but whatever little, we'll back you up, but will you join me?" He did not ask for money. He did not ask for anything. He said, "I will do it." We started that journey, and then I said, "Can we do this consistently? Can we do it together?" He said, "I'm on." He has never, and I'm putting it on record, never asked me for a penny, saying that, "Oh, give me more money, give me less money." We have not even gone down that route. Then we said, "Can we get KP Mohan on air?" KP sir has never come on air on issues of doping. And by the way, he's the champion on such issues. Between Raja and I, we got KP on air. And we got KP sir's expertise. Then we got Kannan on board during the Asian Games. That's how we've grown, man. I mean, we are not billionaires here. We are absolutely not. Hope we were. But and if we did, then we would have been 20 times higher than where we are now. But that's Raja. That's Kannan. You called me. I called you after Shubhan told me. I told you in one day, come and join us. You didn't question me, and I'm putting it on air. I didn't give you a raise. You came and joined us that day, and I have a sanction on me. I've got no qualms in saying all this. People said, "Oh, why are you joining? This will happen." It's about collective belief. It's about believing in a cause. It's about doing something for sport. And we have done that. And we will continue to do that. As Kannan said, there's nobody in this world who can stop us, because stories won't stop, and so won't we.
Brilliant. Raja, your thoughts on Team RevSportz, the way that we all function? It's quite different, like Anand said.
Look, to my mind, Gargi, what Boria has done is plug a huge gap in the sports media area. You look at, and we were discussing this last night when the award were being given away, and we sat through nearly 4 hours cheering other award winners while we were waiting for the digital media's turn to come up. And both of us noticed that there was no sports news TV award at all. Not a single award was given away.
Nope.
I think it tells us that there is a vast gap, and as Boria pointed out, editors making decision in positions of power are not. They have done away with their sports shows on news TV, Gargi, and that is a bit of a shock. But instead of reeling from shock, what Boria has done is he created an entity and got all of us together. I think the what sets RevSportz apart from everybody else is the passion that binds all of us, Gargi. Uh, we have young and we have old, but I think we are all bound by that thread of passion and commitment to Indian sport. I think what I love the most about RevSport is the fact that we care for Indian sport. And there is no better testimony than the award that RevSports picked up for the conclave, the Trailblazers 2.0. We had nearly 40 wonderful athletes and administrators and everybody else in the sports ecosystem coming in and endorsing what we were doing. I think there is no better certificate than that. And to be recognized, Trailblazers 2.0 to be recognized as the best marketing campaign, I think it is incredibly good for a new organization, for a baby organization to be getting these awards. I think it's incredible. It also hopefully will inspire leading media houses to get back to sports coverage a little bit more seriously than they're doing at this point of time. They're all aggregators, to my mind. What RevPort does is make people think. It makes people sit up and take note of champions in India. And as Boria pointed out at the conclave several times, not one, but several times, it is not just about the winners. We track people who have not done well. We support them in their journeys. I think it's truly great to be part of the team. And Gargi, last night was truly special when we walked up to get the best sports digital news channel award. I think it is an endorsement of what we are doing collectively. But full
Absolutely.
credit to the captain, as Kanan said on stage last night. Full credit to the captain and everybody else in the team. There's several who are not on the show with us now, but I think it's important that, as Boria said already before we started the show, these five awards are for the team that he has set up, and I think it's just truly an honor to be a part of this team.
Now, yeah, I'll tell
Yes.
you what story we'll do today in 1 minute. And again, I'm
Yeah.
going to go to Kannan on this. So today's story, and this is the backstage that I keep talking about to everybody. Today there is a shooting team meeting in Delhi because the shooters are going for a competition. Abhinav Bindra was supposed to be in Delhi to address the shooting team physically. Abhinav Bindra's father has been in ICU for the last 7 days. I've been checking on him, uncle, on every day. You know what Abhinav has done? Abhinav obviously can't travel to Delhi. He has booked the next room next to his father in the ICU and is addressing the shooters from there virtually. Because his father told him you will never shy away from commitment. This is the story. This is what we stand for. This is, and I asked him, by the way, I'm saying this having asked him, can I say this in the public domain? And you know what he said? He said, only after you speak to the shooters and see if I made sense. Now, if you don't celebrate this in sport and you want to celebrate only sixes and fours, do that. But then you don't get the hang of what humanity and sport is all about. This is what we stand for.
Yes, and on to the next award that we have. It is for the best talk show, Backstage with Boria. Boria, what were you thinking when you started this show? Because it's not just about men and women; it's also about abled and Paralympic athletes. So, what were you thinking when you started this show, and what kind of thought process were you going for? Because a lot of talk shows that we see are only done for numbers, are only done for famous people, for people who get you eyeballs. What were you thinking?
So when I interview Sania Mirza, and Kannan has done that, Raja has done that, you don't interview Sania Mirza for the glitz and glamour. You interview Sania Mirza for what she has done as a mother. That is the story. When you talk to a Neeraj Chopra, and Raja has done many, you talk to a Neeraj Chopra about how he deals with being Neeraj Chopra. When you talk to a Tendulkar, you talk about legacy. So when we did this show backstage with Boria, the idea was very simple. The idea was to go backstage to understand what the mind is, what mental health is, what pressure is, how do you deal with pressure, issues that are not normally tabled. What are, I mean, you know, sorry to be trivializing here, but journalists go and ask, आपको कैसा लगता है after you win? Of course, अच्छा लग रहा है. And if I lose, बुरा लग रहा है. But that's not the story. There is a story behind the story. The preparation is the story. The process is the story. Sadly, how many people today will know how many Paralympic athletes are going to Paris and what they are doing? Same people will come and celebrate each one of them the moment they win with sympathy. अरे जीत गया. But the win is not the story. How many of us remember Vinod Kumar, you tell me? Vinod Kumar was given the medal in Tokyo, and then because of classification issues, that his medal was taken away from him. What about Vinod Kumar's mental health? Did any of us go and find out? How many of us know Murlikant Petkar? Because Karthik Aryan is playing Murlikant Petkar, we know Murlikant Petkar. Sad. The greatest war hero athlete, Paralympic gold medal winner. We don't know Murlikant Petkar. This is where you, me, Raja, Kannan, we can make a difference with the entire team at RevSportz. Very small difference, but a significant one at that.
Definitely. And the next award was Best Marketing Campaign English Trailblazers Conclave. Kanan, why don't you talk about the conclave that we've recently had? 41 athletes under one roof. Not an easy achievement, is it?
Unfortunately, I could not come for the awards.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm joking. So the thing is, I wanted to go for the awards. I had bought 2 new blazers, and one of them was worn last night, but it was just circumstances I couldn't go. But even though I was not there physically, I saw everything by the minute, by the second, and it was again reported, in a fantastic speed. I mean, I love Formula One, so I'll go back to Formula One. Okay, I'll change it to Usain Bolt speed. The story is being put out by 3 writers. One, level 63 Raja Raman, our legend Atreo, our superstar Shamik, the speed at which they were writing, and 2 people editing, one of them me. The way we were editing and the way we were sending it back, the story being written, the picture being synced, and a publishing young boy, Weber. I'm taking names. Maybe I missed some names. Sorry for it. But it was a team effort. So what you are doing on stage, on air, live, is there on all platforms. It's there on Insta. It's there on YouTube. It's there in the website. So the whole world knows about it. And to get so many people talk of Mahakumbh, Kumbh Mela. So this is Sports Kumbh Mela. And this Sports Kumbh Mela has been created by Boria Mazumdar, RevSportz, and Sharmishta Di. I think the way it has been done, and you're talking about marketing, it is a marketing, not gimmick. It is a marketing wonder. I think one day this will become a subject of discussion among students of MBA, maybe not IIM, but certainly others, because a lot of people now in sports management, they take up sports management. They wonder what is sports management. They look at the glamour glitz of IPL and several other leagues. But they will take this as a case study. I think probably Boria's brains will be picked. How did you do it? To get athletes, to get coaches, to get people virtually, some of them joined virtually. Neeraj Chopra joined virtually. You had the double Sachi join there. You had everyone there. You had Abhinav Bindra there. You had Gopi Chand before that. You had Anju Bobby George there. Everyone was there. Corporates was there. Prantik was there. People coming from all over. And how do the corporates come in? It was like a showstopper. It's not just a crowd coming outside Eden Gardens. I'm sure there were athletes craving for autographs, craving for selfies. I mean, for me, Mary Kom on the mic singing, I've never seen that before. This was something new I saw. So I think you meshed sport and brought out the best in terms of entertainment, and you brought
Absolutely.
out the emotions. I think I wouldn't have imagined that I'm going to see Abhinav Bindra hanging around at one place for 2 days. No, I saw him in different dress colors, formals and even the informal Indian dress. I have never seen Abhinav like that. I've always seen him mostly in shooting those tight suits or maybe in a formal dress. But this is what the conclave has done. This is marketing. Marketing is not just about numbers, ad, and whether X, Y, Z or whatever the brand name is associated. This is grabbing eyeballs. This is not views. This is bringing tears to you, and you've done it in the year of the Olympics. And I think in journalism there's a line: you're as good as your last byline, as good as your last show. So we won the award last night. Sorry, today morning, because the last award was collected at 0001 a.m. on Easter Sunday. So, but you've got to boot, you've got to reboot, you have to press the reset button, you have
Yes.
to go full throttle. So, I think the 25 conclave instead of 40, I mean, I'm being optimistic, why not 50 or 55? You will get more champions. You will have champions from Paris Olympics, you will have para champions, and of course, everyone wants to see a cricketer there. But I'm really not in awe of cricketer being there because he will make the other athletes a sideshow. I mean, I love cricketers, I love every sport, but they will also be there. And do not
Yeah.
forget the amount of importance you gave to gender balance. They were there in equal number. That was beautiful, I think, for the fraternity, because Boria spoke about how important it is for the sports journalist fraternity. Everybody, he or she got his or her interview. And for this conclave to be covered by a premier national agency, ANI, I'm taking the name. It's big because those stories went out everywhere, just as the interview
It's
of
so
everybody went
fantastic.
viral. This is the impact
Yeah.
of marketing. I call
It's
I
so
call this marketing, though I'm not a marketing guru. I think Boria is the marketing guru here. I don't know how many hours you spent.
You, me, and Raja have spoken. Why not Gargi also sort of wears the hat of, because she was on stage. What does it mean to her, Raja? Isn't it? I mean,
I,
as
I,
a
I
young,
will I will just delay that for 30 seconds, Gargi, with your permission. If I were only a journalist and not part of the RevSportz team, I would have been spoiled for choice. So you had Abhinav Bindra. Before that, you had Leander Pace. To see them together was awesome. Here's one man who won an Olympic Games medal for India after 42 years, Leander Pace. And here's the first man to win an individual gold medal for India, Abhinav Bindra. Uh, would you write about that? Would you write about Igor Stimac and Kalyan Chobe coming together on the same platform and Boria daring to ask them a question if they were on the same page? And I think as journalists, to have, let's say, Savita Punia, the captain of the Indian women's hockey team, come there immediately after a heartbreak and share very openly what she was going through. It's terrific to have a Mansi Joshi speaking about what she's been through and her journey was incredible. To have all those para badminton players on stage along with their coach Gaurav was terrific. I think I was spoiled for choice. I'm so glad I did all those sessions separately rather than have to look at one comprehensive report. It would have been a challenge for any journalist. 40, 41 wonderful athletes. Uh, who do you pick and who do you leave out? Even if you give them a line, we'll fill up a whole newspaper page. So it was truly wonderful, a great marketing initiative. But I think it is more than a marketing initiative; it is an emotion. Trailblazers has become a part of all of us now.
absolutely. And to go back to the question that Kanan sir, you're on mute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
think I would like to ask the first question to Gargi. Gargi,
Yeah.
you're not well. You've traveled from Calcutta to Delhi. You're on anti-allergic, you're on antibiotics. And I think we were hungry and also thirsty. We were drinking water. You were there. So what
Yeah.
does it mean to you? You've been part of a big channel before. You've come there. I mean, Raja and I have covered several award functions, but this was a very different way. We are not there to celebrate an award being given to an athlete, but to journalists by exchange for media, which respects, loves all, journalists, media houses. So for you, I mean, you're anchoring the show, but tell us about your feelings, your emotions. You're sitting there in the middle of two old foggies, Rajaram and me. I hope you do not get bored. And, that kind of ambience, atmosphere. I think you were so full, you didn't want to have dinner and you walked off. But I think you took the award. I mean, you were shooting videos again. Your mind is alert. I have to send this video. I have to send this reel. I have to send this photo. Otherwise, they're going to peel me off. So just tell me about that. You're smiling, but last night you looked serious. But now I'm glad you're smiling. This is my question to you. I dare not grill you further. We'll do it in another show.
No, no, I was just making sure that everything, the instant it happens, it just goes, because that's what I've learned from RevSportz is timing needs to be perfect. And I think that is one of my biggest learnings from joining this team. But, Boria sir was talking about how I didn't take a hike when I moved here. It was because I had been following RevSportz on Twitter for a long time, and I had seen the kind of coverage that was coming through, especially Asian Games. I think that's what swayed me towards RevSportz so much, because I was thinking we're only seeing, every time I go on Twitter, you only see, IPL, Cricket World Cup, Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and you never saw any other sport for some reason. And it baffled me, because we talk about sports channels, yet we're not only talking about one sport. So that was something I did not like. And since I've come to RevSportz, I've realized that my love for sports has only grown. So I think that's what RevSportz did for me, and I'm so glad that I joined this team. Boria sir, you were going to say something.
It makes our day. If a young person says this, who has played cricket, by the way, and she is saying this about other sports, I think I'm speaking on behalf of Raja, Kannan, Shormishta, Trisha, everyone. It makes our day. That's what it is all about. That's legacy. When we cover every sport, I mean, Raja, swimming, athletics, Kannan, shooting, tennis, yourself. You gave
Yeah.
me an idea today on a show of on mental health, and you want to go on ground. So clearly, at the end of last night, you were thinking about a show that you can possibly do. That's what defines us. I mean, I know people call me mad. That's fine. That Rohan Bopanna thing
Yeah.
is exactly what we stand for. Exactly what we stand for. At 44, Kannan's piece, read it. Raja's photographs that he was sending. 2 or 3 is exactly when Raja reached home, because I read all messages. But having said that, an Olympic Games comes not every 4 years, but every day. The award function is done. It's finished. You have won it for 23. What about 24? You have won 5. Why not 15? Why not do some more work? Why not Hindi? Why not Bangla? Why not regional? Why not languages? Why not getting into more in-depth coverage? Why not documentaries? Why not RevSportz productions? Why not getting into streaming? The shooting para world championship was in Delhi. How many people even know about it? The only coverage that had come was when that clay bird thing, technical issue happened, and that did not work for 10 minutes. That was the only coverage in the national media. So this is what it is. So if you actually think that you've done great work, sorry, you have just touched the tip of the iceberg. So for 40 of us, we need to become 80. Because my last statement, I mean, you continue with the show, we'll keep talking about it. But one statement defines us. This is a team of journalists, by journalists, and for journalists. We are not industrialists here. We don't know. We don't have that kind of money. But what we do have is an understanding of sport. And we stand for sport. You are an athlete. Raja is perhaps one of the best in this country has ever produced. I have not seen anybody write as fast as Kannan. I always thought I write the fastest. This is commitment. I can push Trisha at 1 a.m. in the morning. I can push Shormishta 24/7 saying I want this now. Rohan and Rahul and Snehashish and everybody, the whole team at RevSportz, Athrew learning video camera work at this age. Come on, man. That's huge. Look at how he has progressed. Look at Shomik's work on the Shreyash Iyer story. I can keep naming individually. Look at some of Bharat's stories on Nepal cricket. That's why I keep saying that sport will not stop. Every nook and corner of this country will give you a story. Every athlete is a story. Every medal is a story. Every non-medal is a story. Cover it, because what will happen at the end of the day is you will be enriched. That's it. We will be better human beings, Gary. Yes, we will make money. RevSportz needs to make money to feed families. There are 40 people working. There will be 100 next year. We need the money. But much more important than the money is the human interest stories that we tell, And in doing so, we become better human beings ourselves. That's what sport teaches us.
Sorry, I'm going to take one last 60 seconds.
Sure.
Last night, Gargi, Rajaram, and I were talking why Rev Sport should not go Hindi. Both Rajaram and I have done plenty of Hindi radio and TV. And Gargi, of course, knows Hindi. So I think you've already given it away that the next is going to be Hindi. You've already got, not experts, you've got experts come, plus those who can anchor in Hindi. I think Hindi is going to be next, and Hindi is right. I still think that those who object to Hindi being national language, I don't object to it. It's okay. It's a derivative of Sanskrit. So I think Rev English, Rev Bangla, Rev Hindi, if I'm going to see it in a few months or by 2025, I think you will sweep more awards, because what I noticed yesterday at the ENBA Awards, there were separate categories for Hindi as well, for regional as well, and I think that's fantastic. The regional tends to get ignored, and that did not happen. So why not Rev position itself as a sports Hindi front runner? जीतेंगे, लड़ेंगे, gold medal ले जाएंगे, Boria. Thank you.
Simple. RevSportz is not RevSportz English. Where is it mentioned RevSportz is English? It doesn't. RevSportz Bangla is specific. So let's launch tomorrow. There's no need to wait for some weeks. Let's launch Gargi's show tomorrow with Gargi leading the thing with Shubhan. These two people, and anybody. Ultimately, it's a language, and every language. By the way, yesterday night I got an offer. Can you launch RevSportz Telugu? I said, boss, I don't speak the language. I don't know. Kannan knows. So and people are.
He's here. He's there.
By the way,
Telugu, Tamil, and Malayalam.
We have look at our work with the government of Odisha. If you document it in their language, RevSportz Odia, think about it. You are talking about their little stories in their own language. That's where the future is. Uday Shankar first time told me this in 2012, saying, listen, what we have done so far is we have actually, English is one of the most important means of class discrimination in India. 1% speak the language. 1%. The moment you go to their languages and you start breaking it down, you will see the constituency grows. That's where we will head.
Gargi, I just want to add one last bit. These are for all our friends who sometimes wonder what we are doing in RevSportz. I invite them to come and take a look at the website, come and take a look at the YouTube channel, and judge the work being done, not the individuals who are doing the work, but please judge the work being done. Look at how Indian sport is being encouraged to be what it is, to blossom and to flourish. I think all those who sometimes wonder why good people come together, they just need to come and spend some time on the website and understand the passion that all of us have got for this. Thank you very much, Gargi, for letting me say this to you.
Yeah. But we're down to our final two awards. One of them is, of course, Best Anchor English, Boria Mujumdar. We'll get to him. And the last one, and the very special one, is, of course, the Best Sports Digital News Channel. For a 2-year-old company, this is incredible. Boria. I'd like to go to you. This is a team you've built. This is a company that you've built. When you were starting this, when you sat down and thought, I'm going to build this channel, what were you thinking? And did you ever think that we would get here in 2 years?
This is actually a vision statement. I don't think we have time for that. But yes, did I think we will get here? Absolutely did. Absolutely did. Because look, in my whole thing, excellence is what we chase. And we have always chased excellence. And I again say this, I think this is just the start, and we will win many more. And why only ENBA? We will win API, we will win multiple others. We will, by the way, I want you guys to write more. Raja is talking about the website. We have a 6 million traffic on our website. 6 million. We are a what? 1-year-old website. 1-year-old. That's the kind of traffic we now have. Companies are approaching us with ads. We have refused. So yes, I obviously knew the endpoint is, we have not even touched 1/20th of the endpoint. The endpoint is to take Olympic sport to where cricket is now. And that's where we will go in the next 10 years. That's the endpoint. And how and why did I start this? What would I have done in India today more? 4 more interviews, 10 more Olympic Games. What would I have done? Nothing more. And it was not about me anymore. Unless there is legacy here. And when I say legacy, I want a Gargi Raut to believe that sports journalism is a career. I want an Ishan Shahane to believe, I want a Vaibhav Tripathi to believe that yes, there is a career here and we can make a difference to sport. I want a Trisha Ghoshal to say, I will produce the best sports documentary. I want a Raja Raman to say, no, I will not retire. I will continue for another 5 years because you guys have made me feel that I have a lot to give back to sport. I want the Kannan to say to me that, listen, whatever I've done in my last 35 years, I want to rediscover myself in the next 5 in video, in many other things. I want Shormishta, who's an academic of excellence, to come and say, you know what, sport is a life lesson. I want a Rohan, who has never done sport on ground, to go and cover. I want a Rahul, who's become a primary football reporter, a top quality at that, to rediscover himself. That's what I want. And what I wanted was to create a corpus of work, an oeuvre of work that we look back with pride and not say, "Arey, kyun ja raha yaar Tokyo mein ek medal milta hai India ko? Mat jao." Come on, boss. We keep talking about 1 billion people and one medal. How many of the 1 billion people have access to sports facilities, you tell me? How many of the 1 billion? Not even 1%, and you talk about medals. You're comparing with European countries. You must celebrate the work of the government. Look at what this government has done. Look at what the political class is now doing for sport, and you go celebrate. That's what sport is all about. Unless we are able to do this, you don't want the toxicity of 9 p.m. debates on national television, Gargi. I feel disgusted. I feel disgusted with such toxicity. The idea of India, it gets real to me when Neeraj Chopra throws, when Virat Kohli bats or Rohit Sharma bats, when Manasi Joshi plays, when Abhinav Bindra shoots, when Sunil Chetri scores. And I wanted to celebrate that with a group of people who feel that they are part of the journey and they are storytellers. That's what we are. But the journey has just started. We also want to be a unicorn. We also want to give employment to 500 people. We also want to tell stories of 1 million athletes over the next 10 years. That's where we are headed, and we will not stop.
You've put it brilliantly, and I'll end it on a very short note, is that we may not be the biggest yet, but we truly are the best. And there's only upwards from here. This is only the beginning. On that note, I'll end the show, and congratulations to every single person on RevSportz, in RevSportz. We are only 4 people on the screen right now, but there's a lot of hard work that goes on behind the scenes. So congratulations to everyone, and you are just as recognized as we are, everyone on the show. But I think that's it. Great show. Thank you everyone for being here. This is only the beginning.
Thank you, Gargi. Thank you, Boria.